What is going on, YouTube? It is all things Mets. Where you should lead this Mets media. Everything you know about the Mets on this channel. Definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into today's game, guys. What is going on? How is everybody feeling today? What a big win for the New York Mets, guys. Lindor came up clutch. We got a lot to talk about. Definitely, guys. I am excited. I am excited. Yo, Yuki, what is going on, bro? City Connect 0-3. Oh man, you can't make it up, man. You cannot make it up. But what a win for the New York Mets, guys. It didn't start off good for these Mets at all. It started off pretty bad. We were down 4-0, but then, you see Nimmo got that base hit, and then we got one run, and then you had Marte get that RBI single, and this was pretty much clutch by Nimmo and Marte. These were 2 out singles, and this was a big time in the game, to get the guys back to get that energy back. And that's something I was excited for. I am very, very excited that, Nimmo is coming around. Nimmo is finally coming around. He had a pretty good homestand. He got a couple of hits today, like I said. But good to see. And Marte, I'm happy that he's back. His arm is a plus. His bat, has been good this year. And man, I am excited. And then you got Lindor, guys, hitting those those two doubles and big time hits by Lindor, guys. Big time hits. Flu game Lindor walks it off, guys. Yeah, definitely. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy to see this game, because the Mets, Adrian Hauser, again, another not really good start when it comes to Adrian Hauser. And I don't know if you guys heard, guys, but Christian Scott is going to be coming up soon. Saturday's game. Saturday, Christian Scott will be up with the New York Mets. I am so excited for Christian Scott. Guys, I've been waiting for Christian Scott for some time now. And he just proved that he's ready. He's ready for the MLB. He literally dominated AAA. And it's crazy to see that Christian Scott got called up before Mike Vassell, but it just shows you that Christian Scott, he put in that work, and he's been really, really good, guys. But what a great game for the New York Mets. What are you guys thinking right now? How is everybody feeling? How you feeling? How are we feeling about this Mets win, guys? Because it didn't look pretty at first. How are we feeling? I am very, very excited. I think, honestly, Lindor needed this game. You can call it flu game Lindor for sure. He wanted to be in this lineup. He wanted to be in the game. And, Carlos Mendoza, they didn't put him in the game, in the lineup to start the game. But definitely Lindor kept, insinuating, I want to be a part of this game. And Lindor finally got a part of the game. And he pitch hit for Joey Wendle in a big spot. And he came up clutch. At the end of the day, we need Lindor to get hot. We need Lindor to carry this team. This is why we pay you $341 million. That is why the Mets pay him $341 million to, to be clutch, to get those runs in, to do your job. I felt our pockets got picked. Cubs kept stealing our wins. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, Yuki. Let's get to that comment. Yuki is saying that, the Cubs basically stole a lot of wins in this series. Yeah, honestly, definitely yesterday's game, it was a controversial call. Literally the pictures that they got, literally the pictures that Carlos Mendoza got in spring training shows you that you cannot have your foot on the foul line without having the ball. So it doesn't make sense why the Mets, really lost that game to that call. But it is what it is. The Mets move on. And, and now they won this game today. They had to get this game today, guys. This was a big series for the New York Mets. And this was a big win. At the end of the day, you got the Tampa Bay Rays coming up next. You got Christian Scott coming up. But let's get into Hauser, guys. Let's get into Hauser, guys. I'm going to tell you this. Hauser is our own worst enemy. With those walks before and the bomb to Morel. Yeah, I really, honestly, when it comes down to the situation of Hauser, I think David Stearns really likes Hauser. He really trusts him. I don't think he, now they're going to go into a 6-man rotation. I don't know if you guys heard, but now Christian Scott is going to be a part of the rotation, and they're going to go to a 6-man rotation. Apparently, it's to give Severino and the pitching staff a little bit of an extra day, rest. They've been taking a lot of the load, obviously having a lot to do, a lot of pitching. So definitely, I'm excited. Let me see what's G Money Stack, bro. How you doing? Appreciate you coming to the stream. Adrian Hauser should be designated for assignment. I'm going to tell you this. I think Adrian Hauser, definitely should be DFA'd. I really don't think that, he's that good. He's been horrible. He is a walk machine. He's literally a walk machine. And that is something that when it comes to the Mets, it's horrible. You don't want a guy that walked. He walked 4 guys today, guys. Adrian Hauser walked 4 guys. Like, when it comes down to that situation, I really feel that, yes, he should be DFA'd. But the Mets and David Stearns, they're not going to do that. You're paying Adrian Hauser. You got him in a contract. You're not going to do that. I know that it's not going to happen. At the end of the day, it's not going to happen. But what a big win for the New York Mets. Darren is saying, let's see, hope the Mets don't take Tampa lightly like they did with the Giants and the Cardinals. No, yeah, we cannot take Tampa lightly, guys. Tampa, is a pretty... Tampa isn't the best team right now, but isn't the worst team. At the end of the day, the Mets need a win. They need wins. They need to tread water. They need to tread water until Senga comes back. And Yuki, you make a great comment there. Cubs Morel is a Met killer. And I'm going to tell you something about Christopher Morel. Okay, you saw today's game, right? You saw Edwin Diaz, how he pitched to Morel today. Obviously, there is a sign of respect now with Morel, because when that game, literally that game on Monday night, when he pitched that fastball to Christopher Morel, I was like, why are you challenging him? You have a 3-1 count. You either make the guy chase or you walk the guy. At the end of the day, you cannot challenge Christopher Morel in that spot. He is a power hitter. He's a power young guy hitter. This guy wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Christopher Morel wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and you got to be more careful with this guy. And that's why I felt Edwin Diaz today, he learned from that, and he got the strikeout with the slider, and it was a big time slider for Edwin Diaz. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, Edwin Diaz has looked amazing. I love, going 2 innings back-to-back today was really, really good to see from the New York Mets. Carlos Mendoza pushing the gas pedal. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of things. He put JD Martinez in the game. He put Francisco Lindor in the game. He did everything that you can to win this game. And, I don't know what you guys think about Carlos Mendoza so far. Yes, he had Danny Young to start that extra inning. I wasn't the biggest fan of seeing Danny Young there. Let's see what you said here. Should DJ Stewart get suspended for throwing 50 gallons Gatorade on Lindor with the flu? I'm going to tell you this, man. Yeah, if he has the flu, we shouldn't be doing that. But at the end of the day, it was a fun win. It was a fun thing to do. And I am excited that the Mets did it. It was coming. Come on. It's a walk-off hit. It was coming, and you knew it was going to come. So, oh, man, what a game, guys. Morel hits it up the zone. You got to keep the ball away from Christopher Morel. He is a young hitter, a guy that first, I don't know if you guys remember this, but he was in some, what is it called? I think the Cubs were interested in Pete Alonso in the offseason, and they were going to they were interested in Pete Alonso. And if they would have offered Christopher Morel, so I think Christopher Morel is a young hitter. His defense is is not the best at the end of the day, but I'm excited about this win. Hopefully you guys are excited, but what are we thinking about Christian Scott, guys? How are we feeling about Christian Scott? Are you guys excited to see Christian Scott on Saturday, guys, coming up in the Tampa series? I personally think that Christian Scott, he deserves it. At the end of the day, he deserves it. This is a guy that has worked his butt off in AAA, first of all, and once he got to AAA, he literally has been pitching great, guys. He's been pitching amazing. So I'm excited to see Christian Scott. I think this rotation has a lot of advantage with a six-man rotation. I definitely think you can get an extra day for Sevy. You can get an extra day, when Senga comes back as well. But I think Jose Butto has been impressive. If you look at what Jose Butto has done, he's been impressive as well. So I think we should be excited. I really think we should be excited about, this rotation. Oh, man. But how are we feeling, guys? Because, man, I'm at the end of the day, I'm excited. I think we needed this big win. You look at the Braves and you look at the Phillies. The Braves and the Phillies have been so good this year. And we might not win the division, but we got to get to the wild card, right? If the Mets can tread water, if the Mets can win games, stay in that 500, area, they have a chance. They have a chance. But let's get into what I want to talk about, and that is, should we be concerned with Pete Alonso? Guys, Pete Alonso had 3 strikeouts today and 5 at-bats. Guys, what is going on with Pete Alonso? He's batting .218 at the moment right now. I am concerned with Pete Alonso. First of all, his defense has not been great. This guy literally missed a pop-up today. But Pete Alonso has not been clutch. He has not been, the Pete Alonso that you think that you was going to get this season. And yes, he has 8 home runs, but this guy, Pete Alonso, just has not been good. How are you guys feeling about Pete Alonso? Because me personally, I'm not feeling too good about Pete Alonso right now. I don't know what the Mets. I think Pete Alonso needs to come out of this slump. I need, at the end of the day, the Mets need Pete Alonso to be good, and he hasn't been good. Beatty making all the plays, but Beatty hasn't, been the same since the IL stint. No, you're right about that. Beatty has not been the same. And when it comes down to that situation, I think Beatty just needs to get his confidence up again. He's been getting a couple of hits, but he hasn't really been, that hot, but I think Beatty, he just got to get in that groove again, man. He just got to get in that groove again. But how are we feeling about Pete Alonso right now, man? Because I'm concerned with Pete Alonso. I don't have confidence in Pete Alonso to come up in a big spot right now. And you struck out 3 times today in 5 at-bats? To me, that's sad. I don't like that. You're Pete Alonso. You're supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to, come on, man. Okay, let's see what G Money Stack here. I mean, most players, including Pete Alonso's, go through slump. It's like being in a rut. And it takes time. I know exactly what you mean, G Money Stack. I get that, players have slumps. I'm not gonna say I don't get that. But Pete Alonso, he's just not looking good at the plate. And also, he's not clutch. That's my problem with Pete Alonso. I don't like that he's not clutch, man. I wish that he was more clutch and I hope that JD Martinez can teach him how to be more clutch. But I don't know, man. Like in a big spot today, with runners, with the ghost runner on, and Pete Alonso doesn't come through. You would think that he would come through, but he doesn't come through. All you had to do was get the ball, to the right side of the infield or hit a fly ball to get the runner to third, and he didn't do that. But how are we feeling about JD Martinez so far? How you guys feeling about JD? I feel like JD, he's batting .318 right now and like 24 at-bats. I think JD, he's looking good. but we haven't seen the JD Martinez yet that like is like on fire. You know, we haven't seen the great hitter JD Martinez just yet. And I think that will come. But man, I feel next year Alonso is going to play for the Cubs and hit 80 home runs. You know, at the end of the day, if he's going to go to a different team, then he's going to go to a different team. But I don't know what the Mets should do with Pete Alonso. I honestly don't know. And I've been like changing my mind because at the start of the season, at the start of the offseason, I was like, you know what? We should extend Alonso. We should give him, or at least we should try to sign him in free agency. Nobody can replace Alonso's power. But then you look at what his numbers and what he's putting up this year and his defense. His defense has not been good. So I don't know. I don't know, man. All Alonso needed to do with Taylor on second. I know, that's what I was saying. That is what I was saying, Darren. This was a good point you just made up right here. All he had to do was situational hit. Get the guy over. That's all you have to do, and he didn't do it. He just hasn't been clutch. He's not a clutch player, man. He's not. He's just not. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Yeah. How did Alonso get thrown at home? Oh my God. Don't even get me started on that situation. How did Alonso get thrown at home? The ball was hit too deep. The ball was hit deep, and this guy slides, and literally his hand goes up. Like who slides? And when you're gonna slide to home, your hand should go down. Why is your hand going up? I don't understand that, man. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But honestly, a big win for the Mets today. I'm excited about the win. You know, like I said, we got Christian Scott coming up Saturday. I'm excited about that. But this team, offensively, I'm a little worried when it comes to Citi Field, and I'm a little worried when it comes to our offense because we just have not been clicking offensively. We just haven't. And it's good to see that the Mets got the win today. It was a good bounce back win after yesterday. You know, literally you got shut out yesterday. And, you know, maybe the controversial call, you would have tied the game, but who knows if you would have won that game. But let's talk a lot about Lindor. Lindor came up clutch, guys, and it was good to see. It was good to see because this is a guy that you want to be clutch. You know, this is a guy, Lindor needs to be clutch for this team. He needs to be the guy that you paid for. You know, you paid $341 million to this guy. He has to be the guy. Maybe going back on the road in Tampa could help Pete. Yeah, I think Pete is going to probably have a really good series in Tampa. You know, he's going back home to where he was in Florida. And maybe he'll get out of this funk. I agree with you, Darren. I really think that he could get out. If this is the series to get out of the funk, it would be this series. But Lindor, guys, today he played good. You know, he did what he needed to do. Lindor needed, he's been looking, he hasn't been looking so good, and I know a lot of people were like considering taking this guy down the lineup, but they're not going to hit Lindor seventh. They're never going to do that. You're paying $341 million to this guy. That's not going to happen. Like, it's just not. So, yeah, man, at the end of the day, big win for the Mets. Big win for the Mets. Man, but Now, we got Tampa, Tampa right now. Let's look at the Tampa record. Let me see the Tampa record here. Tampa Bay Rays. They're fifth in the American League East. Let me see here. Standings. Okay, so the Rays are 14 and 18 right now. I mean, the Rays are 14 and 18. The Rays have not been good this year, man, at all. Lindor is off to a notorious slow start. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is, man. Lindor is a slow start guy, and he's a warm weather guy. He's a warm weather guy. Today was a warm weather, was warm weather in New York, and look what happened. Lindor has always been a warm weather guy. He's not a cold player guy. But man, when it comes to Lindor, he, I'm happy that he got the game today. I hope that he can get on a roll. We need Lindor to get on a little streak here, like a hot streak, because he was batting what, 200 the other day. I went to the game on the hot dog day on Tuesday, and Lindor was batting 202. And yeah, for all the people that were hating on Lindor, how did it feel having? Oh my gosh! Listen, it's we hate on Lindor's offense. His defense, we know what we're gonna get there, and we know we're gonna get Lindor. Lindor's a great defender. He's one of the best defenders there is in the MLB. Okay. And when it comes, how many dogs did I eat? I had like 3 hot dogs, bro. I had 3 hot dogs. I didn't even have, my friend had like 9 hot dogs. My other friend had like 4. I had 3 hot dogs. I like variety when it comes to food, and I didn't want to just, keep eating a whole bunch of hot dogs. I don't know, but it was good. But what's going on, Luis Fernandez? Like the way Vientos and Stewart are stepping up to the plate. Delivery. So we really need JD Martinez or trust in our boys. Yeah, we do need JD Martinez. I think JD Martinez is coming around. He had a couple of good at-bats today. I think JD Martinez is a good hitter. He's a good hitter. Yeah, Lindor's a Gold Glover. Of course, Lindor's a Gold Glover. Lindor is one of the best shortstops there is in the game. He is. 9 hot dogs, that's a lot to eat. Man, I know, right? 9 hot dogs. Like, what? Like, 9 hot dogs? My goodness. I personally think that, like, it was a good promotion. It was $1 dogs. It was good. It was a good day. The Mets got the win. We know DJ Stewart hit that home run. But, man, the Mets, we can't take Tampa lightly. Tampa might be 14 and 18 right now, but we cannot take the Tampa Bay Rays lightly. We got to win that series. We just got to keep winning series because we got the Tampa Bay Rays, and then I think we got another hard team, another team that's pretty good. I forgot which team, but we need wins. The Mets need to stay over 500. Unless it was a hot dog eating contest. That's crazy. I know, right? Like, he ate 9 hot dogs, right? Like, I was like, what? Like, you don't need to eat that many hot dogs. Like, your stomach is not gonna hurt for come on. Me personally, I'm a 3 hot dog guy. I think 3 hot dogs is fine. 4 hot dogs, okay. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get 3 hot dogs. It is what it is. Luis is saying Beatty is doing a great job, better every day, is really committed. Yes, I think Beatty is good defensively right now. He's way better than he was before. But I think offensively, that has to come around. And I hope that it will, because if it doesn't, Mark Vientos is waiting at the door. So Mets need to put more men on base for Martinez. He seems to be hitting with nobody on. Yeah, what do you guys think about the lineup? Because you got JD Martinez today. I think JD Martinez and Alonso hasn't hit much, man. Like, We can't get nobody on base for JD Martinez. We can't. We just can't. Stewart has surprised me with his play discipline. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, Darren. I'm gonna tell you this. I am very surprised with his play discipline. His play discipline has gotten way better. And moving the line with the walks and occasionally running onto it. I think definitely DJ Stewart should be on this team. It's not. That's why Mark Vientos. It was a big, hard decision. We didn't know what the Mets was gonna do when that situation. I think when it comes down to that situation, Mark Vientos had to go back down. There was no other decision that the Mets could have made, that would have been good defensively. And really, offensively, Mark Vientos, I like Mark Vientos offensively. I think he's getting better and better. I think he's got more confidence now. But I think DJ Stewart, Tyrone Taylor, you got Harrison Bader. Those guys ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. Yeah, the Mets need more runners on base for JD Martinez because JD Martinez. I think JD. Well, I'm not gonna lie, Alonso. Like I said, he hasn't done nothing, man. He hasn't been clutch. He has not been clutch. I think personally, when it comes down to JD Martinez, yes, we got to get more runners on base for him. We got to get more runners on base for him. And I think that will come. I hope that will come. But, man, I miss Alvarez in this lineup so much. Please, Alvarez, come back soon. We need you so bad. Defensively, we need you. Offensively, we need you. It's just a different feel with Francisco Alvarez in this lineup and without and not being in this lineup. Francisco Alvarez is a guy that can run into one, hit a home run, and be in this lineup. And hopefully he gets well with his, his thumb injury. And, hopefully he comes back in less than 2 months. I think, Francisco Alvarez will be back. I'm sure he will be back by probably maybe a month and a half by now. But, man, I don't know. Let me see what you said here. Your thoughts on the starting rotation with Senga, Peterson, McGill coming back. Senga, Quintana, Sevi, Peterson, and Manaya. I'm going to tell you this. With Kodai Senga coming back, we know he's going to get the first spot. He's going to be the ace. Kodai Senga is going to be the ace. And then you're probably going to have your number 2 being Severino, because Severino has been he's been the ace of the Mets. He's been really, really good. Severino has been so good. And you saw Monday, he literally had a no-hit bit. So, and then I'm going to go Quintana. And then I'm going to go the fourth spot. I'm going to give to Budo. I think Budo deserves to be in this rotation. I'm not trusting David Peterson. I am not putting David Peterson in this rotation because I don't trust David Peterson. But Budo has been really, really good. And he deserves to be in this rotation. He really deserves to be in this rotation. But I'm going to tell you this, Yuki, I'm going to tell you this. But we got also Christian Scott to think about. So Christian Scott is also going to be in this rotation, as well. I think personally it's a tough one. Yeah, Yamid, I'm going to go Budo over Peterson any day. I definitely think that Jose Budo has earned his keep. Okay? He's earned his keep, especially that last start against the Dodgers when the Dodgers is not an easy team to play. We know how the Dodgers are, and Budo still had a pretty good start against the Dodgers. Will Christian Scott be our future ace? Hopefully he will. Hopefully he will. I think Christian Scott has a lot of potential. I think Saturday we're going to definitely see, Christian Scott, and I can't wait to see him, when it comes down to that situation. And Christian Scott deserves to be here, especially after those performances that he had in AAA. He deserves to be, with the Mets and in the Major League club right now. He deserves it. Severino won the second place, third Quintana, Budo fourth, Manaya five. Okay, I'm gonna listen, listen, listen. If Christian Scott performs, if he like outperforms, he deserves to be in this rotation. A better pitcher, Imanaga or Senga? I think that's tough. I think that's tough to really think about. But I'm gonna tell you this: Imanaga has been so good. Shota Imanaga, you saw literally yesterday. You know, in yesterday's game, he's been so good. But I'm definitely gonna go. I'm gonna go probably. I don't know. It's Senga or Imanaga. They're both really good. You saw what Senga did in his rookie year, and you seen what Shota Imanaga is doing in his rookie year. Imanaga has looked amazing. He's 5-0 with a 0.78 ERA. I feel the Mets are looking for the right way to go, but sometimes Mendoza surprises me. Yeah, I really think when it comes down Carlos Mendoza, listen, he's learning on the job. Okay, this is his first time being a major league manager. Yes, he's going to make some decisions that maybe you don't agree with. But I'm going to tell you this from what I've seen from Mendoza and how he's managed his team. I like a lot of the things that Mendoza has done, and then he's made some shaky, decisions that I don't really agree with. But at the end of the day, you need Carlos Mendoza to, he's the manager. He's learning on the job. This is his first year. Let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. This is his first year on the job. Imanaga doesn't walk people. No, you're right. Imanaga's so good. Imanaga's a strike throwing machine, bro. He really is. What is the news with Kodai Senga and David Peterson? Well, David Peterson did a rehab start. And he's gonna continue to do a couple of rehab starts, and then at the end of the day, Senga, is probably gonna be back by late May, like May 27th, maybe May 28th, or early June. I think that the Mets are really, really looking at that timeline for Senga to come on by at least May 27th or May 28th when he's eligible off the IL, but I'm going to tell you this. I think that the Mets right now, let's imagine right here, a rotation with Senga, Severino, Quintana, Jose Budo, and Christian Scott. And having you and then you go maybe Sean Manaea out of the bullpen. Listen, at the end of the day, I think that the rotation is going to be in a good place if Christian Scott performs and Jose Budo just keeps performing. We are going to have a good rotation by the end of July. We're going to have a good rotation by the end of June. Mets record has fluctuated based on their hitting. I noticed they went 0-5 at home to start, and with the exception of San Francisco, have hit on the road. Darren, you make a great point, and I'm going to tell you this, Darren. The Mets hit better on the road. They are not a good team at their home. For some reason, the Mets just can't hit in Citi Field. I don't know what. Listen, the ballpark, I don't know if it's the ballpark or I don't know if it's our core, but we just can't hit in Citi Field. We really can't. And you've seen the perfect example. These last games against the Cubs, these 1-1 games, these 0-0 games going into extra innings. That's a perfect example. This team doesn't hit in their home ballpark. And Citi Field is a pitcher's ballpark. It is not a hitter's ballpark. I'm not going to say it is. But the Mets at Citi Field just can't hit well. I don't know. I think that the Mets, when it comes to, look, I personally think what the Mets should do when they play in Citi Field, they need to steal more bases. They need to do hit and run situations. They need to do different things to score runs when they play in Citi Field. And when they play on the road, I'm not really too concerned on the road. I think on the road they're better. They're better offensively. Oh, Yuki, don't score on Marte. Marte with two outfield assists today, guys. Clutch outfield assist. He basically won the game for the Mets. I love Marte's arm. I love how Marte has played this year. And I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people said this. Oh, get Marte out of here. Oh, Marte last year we know Marte had a horrible year last year. You know, he had injuries. He had stuff to be concerned about. But this year, Marte looks healthy. He looks good. You know, he looks like the real Marte that we had in 2022. Okay, and that is a good sign for Starling Marte and the New York Mets because the Mets need Marte to be good. And let's talk about Bader's defense. Bader has been so good on defense. I love him in center field. I love that he has an arm. I love that we have a center fielder that finally has a good throwing arm and not Brandon Nimmo. And that's no fault to Brandon Nimmo. That is no fault to Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo just doesn't have a good arm like Marte or Bader. He just doesn't. At the end of the day, he just doesn't. But Nimmo, Bader, Marte, the defense for this team has been exceptional. I have loved this defense. Lane, you make a great conversation question there. Guys, why don't you think we haven't seen the black uniforms yet for the New York Mets? I haven't seen them this year. What happened to the black uniforms? Is the black uniforms in the rotation anymore? Or is it just the Citi Connect uniforms and the regular, Mets uniforms? I don't know. I haven't seen the black ones this year. I have not seen them. I personally have not seen, the black uniforms this year. And I love the black uniforms. I know the Mets haven't had a good record with the black uniforms. They haven't. The Mets barely win any games with the black uniforms. But I don't know, guys. Randy, did you see the Citi Field dancers on Tuesday? Yeah, the dancers. Yeah, I saw the dancers on Tuesday. Our dance team, the Mets dance team, it's nice that they have a dance team, but when they're losing, the dance team gets booed. Like, it's crazy. Let's talk a little bit about Vaso and Hamor, the next two. Yona Tong might compete for the number one ace in the rotation. Yamid, this Jonah Tong guy, I don't know much about Jonah Tong, but I've heard his name come around a lot lately. So I personally don't. Let me see what you said. G Money Stack here said, I was just about to ask you, how do you feel about the Citi Connect uniform? I like the Citi Connect uniforms. I think that the Citi Connect uniforms are nice. I think they're pretty nice. At the end of the day, I like the Citi Connect uniforms, but they've been wearing them, in my opinion, a little too much. In my opinion, they've been wearing them a little too much. And I don't know. Okay, so Jonah Tong pitched in Brooklyn today. Yeah, I need to know a little bit more about Jonah Tong because I know about Brendan Sprout. I know about, Mike Vaso. I know about Dominic Hamill. I know about Blake Tidwell. I know about, what's his name? Nolan McLean. I know about a lot of our pitching in our farm. But when it comes down to Jonah Tong, I've heard his name, and I don't really know a lot about him. I need to do more research on Jonah Tong. But when it comes to that situation, I think Dominic Hamill has been really good in AAA. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy that Christian Scott is already getting the call to the major leagues, but I love it. I love it. Randy, would you come to Brooklyn to watch Tom? I mean, I've never watched a Brooklyn, Cyclones game, so maybe why not? Um, Jonah Tong strikes out people at a 50% rate. Imagine Reed Garrett. Wow. That is crazy. That is insane. That's like Edwin Diaz, but as a starter. That's crazy. What about Nate Lavender? I heard he has an injury. G Money Stack. If you don't know, let me update you. Nate Lavender is gonna be missing the season. He's gonna have a Tommy John surgery. It really sucks for the kid because he was pitching really, really good in spring training, and he was, getting from the Mets fans. A lot of people wanted him to be called up, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen with Nate Lavender, and I feel like Nate Lavender, the injury, it really does suck, man. Because I feel like we would have seen Nate Lavender this year. We definitely would have. As much as the bullpen, how many bullpen guys have we seen this year? Nate Lavender would have definitely made his debut this year, if he was healthy. So it does suck for the kid, but he had Tommy John surgery, just like Calvin Ziegler had another, surgery as well, and he's going to be out for the year. So Calvin Ziegler, Nate Lavender are both out for the year. It sucks. It sucks. Let's see what you said here. Do the Mets call up Vassell or Hamill? I think when it comes to Mike Vassell, I don't think he's ready yet. I don't think Mike Vassell is ready yet. And when it comes to Dominic Hamill, I think Dominic Hamill has looked good, but Christian Scott deserves the call. Christian Scott deserves the call, and I'm excited that he's going to get the call on Saturday. A lot of our scouts think Jonah Tong is going to be in the top 100 prospects next year. I mean, that's great. That's great. The Mets need pitching, and any pitching we could get is lovely. And that is what I love about the Mets now. They are focusing on pitching. For the last 3 or 4 years, we really haven't been focusing on pitching ever since Zach Wheeler, Matt Harvey, Jacob deGrom, those guys. We haven't had those big prospects, like you've seen David Peterson, you've seen Tyler McGill, but they haven't been good. They haven't been good. If Juan Soto doesn't re-sign with the Yankees, I think we have a good chance to get him. Listen, Juan Soto is an amazing player. He is an amazing player. I personally don't think that his outfield defense would be that good in Citi Field, and I have some concerns there. But his bat is amazing. He's off to an amazing start with the New York Yankees. Oh God, Lane. Do you DFA Reed Garrett? What are you talking about? Reed Garrett has been amazing. Come on, stop trolling. Stop trolling, Lane. Oh man. But at the end of the day, I think that the Mets are in a good position. When it comes down to these prospects, we have a lot of prospects, guys, pitching, a lot of pitching prospects that could possibly be like real major league contributors. Christian Scott is one of them. Dominic Hamill, I think, is another one. Mike Vassell, I have some concerns about Mike Vassell. I have some concerns. Lane, do not. Joey LaCasey, I don't care about Joey LaCasey. I don't give a damn about Joey LaCasey, okay? I don't care about Joey LaCasey. This was a good question here. Would you trade Alonso if he doesn't take an extension? Well, he's not going to take an extension. He's not taking an extension. He's going into free agency as a free agent. He's not going to take an extension from the New York Mets. And the Mets are not going to offer him an extension either. So when it comes down to Pete Alonso, what do the Mets actually do? Do the Mets trade Pete Alonso in the offseason. Maybe in the offseason you trade Alonso. Well, no, you can't trade Alonso in the offseason. You got to trade him in this season if you're going to trade Alonso because he's going to be a free agent next season. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Lane, what is the news on Tyler McGill? Tyler McGill's doing rehab starts. He's had some rehab starts. He should be cleared in maybe a couple of weeks or in a week. No, you don't trade Pete Alonso. Well, I don't know what the Mets do with Pete Alonso. This might be the most confusing situation when it comes to the Mets and Pete Alonso because we know what Pete Alonso is. We know he's a power hitter. We know what we're going to get from him. We know he's not clutch. We know he can't play much defense. But his power is something amazing. His power is amazing. But I don't know what the Mets do. I don't know what the Mets do with Pete Alonso. I think that Pete Alonso is a guy that you need on this team because it's Pete Alonso and you can't replace him. You can't replace his power. Trade Alonso and then in the offseason offer him 10 years. 10 years. 10 years, 250 mil. I am not offering Pete Alonso 10 years. I don't think that he is that type. I don't even think that he's 10 years. I'm not giving him 10 years. I'll give him maybe 7 years, 200 million, 220 million at most. But he's not getting 9 years. He's not getting 8 years from me. And he's not going to get 10 years. Me personally, I'm not going to give him that. I didn't like the way the Mets game ended last night on the call. No, listen, Lane, I hated the way the Mets game ended. It was a very controversial call. And my problem with the call was that literally MLB sent all the managers, sent all the teams pictures of, of what was the pictures of, the catchers and where they can be. And what their foot cannot be on the foul line. Their foot cannot be on the home plate without having the ball. And yet, what did the catcher do last night for the Cubs? He had his foot on the line. He had his foot on the foul line. But it's not even it's not even that. It's Pete Alonso sliding and putting his hand up. Why are you putting your hand up when you're sliding? When you're sliding, your hand should go down and slide. Go through the home plate. Like, maybe Alonso is pressing. He's on his walk here. This should be his best year. Pete Alonso, this is your year to freaking show the world how great you are, right? If you think you're worth 300 mil, then show the Mets that. But they're not. Alonso hasn't done it. He hasn't shown it. He's batting .218 on the season with 8 home runs. And he hasn't been clutch. You give him 10 years to make sure he retires as a Met. I'm not giving him 10 years. I don't care. Me personally, go walk. I don't care. At the end of the day, I like Alonso a lot. I appreciate what Alonso has done for the Mets. I think nobody can replace Alonso. His power, nobody can replace Alonso's power. But I'm not going to give him 10 years. I don't care what he wants. He's not getting 10 years. And me personally, I'm not going to give him. I'm not Steve Cohen. I'm not David Stearns. I am not the Mets management. But I'm not going to give Pete Alonso 10 years. If you guys want to give Pete Alonso 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, you could do what you want. I'm going to give him maybe 7 years at most. At most. 10 years is a long time, especially for Pete Alonso's age. I agree with you. I think Alonso is 30 years old, okay? I am not going to give him a 10-year contract. I don't care. I don't think that he's worth that type of first of all, money or the years. I just don't think I don't think he is. I think that the replay center needs to be fixed. You know what needs to be fixed? What needs to be fixed is the understanding or the explaining of the call. They need to change, you know, the reasoning for the call, because his foot was on the foul line without the ball. Yuki, who plays Yuki is saying, who plays first if Pete Alonso walks? If Pete Alonso walks, maybe Mark Vientos. Listen, maybe Mark Vientos or maybe Ryan Clifford when he comes up. I don't know. Maybe you bring up Luke Ritter from AAA or AA or wherever he is. Maybe he's ready. I personally think that the Mets, if you let Pete Alonso walk, then you gotta do something. You gotta sign a first baseman, or you bring somebody up from your farm system. The wording, yeah, they gotta change the wording. The wording of the rule is weird. The picture that Carlos Mendoza got in spring training, it literally shows you that the Cubs catcher yesterday, literally, what his foot was on the foul line, and you're not supposed to have your foot on the foul line, and you're not supposed to have your foot on the home plate. Yeah, no, I know. Vientos first choice. Clifford is not ready. I know Clifford is not ready. I get Ryan Clifford is not ready, but I think Ryan Clifford, if there was any, position for Ryan Clifford, with the Mets, it's gonna be with Pete Alonso being away from this team. Okay, so Yuki is saying Paul Goldschmidt is available next year, but how old is Paul Goldschmidt gonna be? And what type of contract is he going to want? Viento, let me see what you said here. The Mets have a great rotation with Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, Jose Butto, Jose Quintana, Kodai Senga, David Peterson, Tyler McGill, and Edwin Diaz. Lane, you're forgetting about Christian Scott. We can find someone that can move the runners more often than Alonso. I agree. I think, listen, Alonso has not been clutch. He doesn't know how to situational hit. That is my problem with Pete Alonso. He can't hit situationally. He's not clutch. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Yo, what's going on, Sanders? How you feeling, bro? They should sign Christian Walker to replace Alonso. I think Christian Walker is a good defensive first baseman. I like Christian Walker. He has some speed. He has some power, and he could play defense. I don't disagree with that, Sanders. I'm not gonna lie to you. Goldschmidt is not hitting. Looks slow. He looks like Father Time is getting there. You see what I'm talking about? His age. Goldschmidt, like, come on. Are we going to sign Goldschmidt next year? No. Let me see here. The reasons I would want Alonso here to break. I know. I get it. I understand why you want Alonso. Why you want Alonso back. I get why you want him back. It's not like I don't get it, but he hasn't been good. Yeah, like, look, Alonso has been actually breaking Met records. I understand that. If he stays with the Met, he's gonna break all the Met records there is. For real. But he gotta get better. He gotta get better situationally. His defense gotta get better. If you want a 10-year contract from the New York Mets, show what you're worth. And right now, you're not showing much. You got 8 home runs, but you got a 218 batting average. You saw Alonso. Yeah, man, bro. Sonic, of course I saw that. Sonic, that slide at home plate was so dumb. Why is your hand going up when you're sliding? Your hand should be going down. It didn't make any sense to me. Pete Alonso, of course, it's Pete Alonso that doesn't know how to slide correctly. Like you can't make it up. You cannot make it up. How do you feel about Drew Smith? Well, Drew Smith is injured right now. I think Drew Smith was pitching very exceptional. I think he was pitching really good with the Mets when he was with the Mets. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I personally think Alonso, we got to see more from Alonso. We need to see, if you want 10 years, go show the Mets why you want 10 years. If you want to get paid 300 mil, show the Mets what you're worth. He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it, and he can't hit situationally. That's my problem. What player? Oh, I got Lindor. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got Lindor. Yeah, I got Francisco Lindor's jersey. At the end of the day, Lindor has been a very controversial player for like a couple of years, but Lindor's a Met for life. So you're saying all the videos show that his hand, Alonso, get to the plate before get to, yeah. I don't know. JD Martinez is our best hitter. It is so sad. It is so sad. It's so sad that he's already our best hitter. He's batting like 318 right now in like 24 at bats. Your jersey is Lindor, bro. It's Lindor. The camera must be weird or something. I don't know, but it's Lindor. It's Francisco Lindor. Yeah. But when it comes down to the Mets, big win for the Mets, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Lindor came up clutch. Good to see. Lindor actually came up clutch. He actually did something. You know what I'm saying? How we feeling about Lindor, though? How we feeling about Lindor? Because, he wasn't in the game to start the game, but he was telling Mendoza, "I want to be a part of this game. I want to get in the lineup. Put me in the lineup." And Mendoza put him in the lineup, and he performed today. He performed. We can call it flu game, Lindor. It is what it is. Do you like the Mets road uniforms? I think that the Mets road uniforms look okay. I don't got a problem with it. I think that the Mets, we got to see the black. Where's the black uniforms at? Where's the black uniforms? Sonic said 10 years is too much. Yeah, 10 years is way too much, man. But yeah, man, I'm going to recap the stream real quick. So basically, Mets big win today, guys. The Mets win the game 7-6. Nimmo, had a clutch hit today. Marte had a clutch hit. Marte had 2 outfield assists. The game was 4-2 at the moment. Then Pete Crow Armstrong hit a double, made it 5-2. And then Lindor, with that 2-run double, with that pitch hit when he came in for Joey Wendle in the 6th inning, he showed up. He had a 2-run double, and then the Mets was 5-4. Then Nimmo ties it with an RBI double, a clutch double, 2-out double, and then Lindor walks it off. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. According to Nimmo, the pants of the blue and black jerseys never came. Yeah, you're right. I heard about that. It was exciting to see come through with 2 hits. Yeah, big win for the Mets, honestly. I really think we can go for a better first baseman than Alonso. Homers with empty bases, doesn't get the job done. No, he doesn't. He is not clutch. He doesn't do anything. I don't know, man. I'm really changing my mind on Alonso. I don't know what it is. I think Alonso, he just has to learn how to hit situationally. He has to be more clutch. He has to do something. I think Lindor will have his hot streaks and cold streaks. As yeah, of course he will. It's Francisco Lindor. We know he's gonna have cold streaks and hot streaks. So yeah, he came up clutch. He did his thing. Adrian Hauser looked horrible. I didn't really. He walked 4 guys today. He walked 4 guys. If you want to call it a bounce, if he thinks this is a bounce back start, it isn't. You walked 4 people. Like, come on. And then, okay, so we got Christian Scott coming Saturday, guys. I am so excited for Christian Scott. I can't wait for him. Let's go Mets, baby. Let's go Mets. And then we got, should we be concerned about Alonso? I think Alonso has been concerning. I don't know. And JD has been performing, but nobody has been on base for JD Martinez. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm about to get out of here. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Have a good one. Stay blessed. I just want to do this stream post-game reaction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, leave a like, comment on and subscribe, on the channel and on the video. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys so much. LFGM for life. You know the vibes. I'm out of here. Stay blessed. Have more videos on the way. I got more streams on the way. So stay tuned. Follow me on Randy Talks Mets on Instagram and on Twitter as well. Randy Talks Mets on Twitter. So Instagram, Randy Talks Mets, Twitter, Randy Talks Mets. And then yeah, man, at the end of the day, I'm excited. Big win for the Mets. Let's hope we don't take the Tampa Bay Rays series so lightly. Yes, they are 14-18. But, at the end of the day, that is going to be the stream. If you enjoyed, yeah, man, let me know. Love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Stay blessed. LFGM for life.